Hello everyone and welcome to round 6 of Grand Prix Vancouver 2012 with me, your host Rich Hagan, and Marshall Sutcliffe in the booth, gearing up for the mystery match between Conley Woods and Matthew Lewis. There is Conley Woods himself,
the Connolly,
and there's Matthew Lewis, gearing up. Not sure whether these are at 5-0, I guess they're probably 5-0.
Alright, 2 1-drops right off the bat here. We got a Wingcrafter for Conley, and we have a Stonewright. It looks like Conley just went ahead and played a Apprentice and swung in. Not Stitcher,
no,
Alchemist Apprentice. Yep. And Matthew has just passed the turn back, no 2-drop for him.
Now blue-black, that's a fairly unusual combination.
That is not a combo that you see very often in sealed. If anybody can pull it off, it is Mr. Woods. But I have not had success with that color combo. Like, he's pretty ambitious, to be honest, to go into blue-black, just in a general sense. I don't know what it's in his deck.
Sure.
But
we'll know later on. Yeah. Someone will go and find us the deckists.
So Matthew's going to get in for 1 damage, and then he is going to play a Scrapskin Drake and pair them up. So now he's got a bit of a clock going, and he can block the Wingcrafter or the Apprentice. So Conley's just going to sack it to draw a card. Now he attacks for 1 because it doesn't have flying anymore.
Pass the Scrapskin, all very neat. 4 mana pass.
Now, if I'm in Matthew's seat, I'm starting to get a little worried about a potential bartering blow.
I was going to say, yeah, I mean, 4 mana with 2 black open, you kind of think, is this barter?
Yeah, now, you feel like he would have cast it, though, had he had it. Just, you know.
Yeah, because all he's losing is a Wingcrafter.
Right.
Well, and the barter, so it is 2 for 2.
It is 2 for 2, but it would, reset the board. But it looks like Conley does not have that, so he is going to instead play a land and say go.
Ooh.
So I sense a little bit of potential flood on Conley's end here, having just no play on turn 5.
And yet more red mana for Matthew.
Matthew is going to say pump resolve, pump resolve, pump resolve, pump resolve. So he's going to spread out pumps for each of his creatures, and he is content to just have a clock that's just going to kill Conley in short order. Conley pulls yet another land. I see a Bone Splinters from him, and we have a Malfeld Twins. All right, that's going to help, because I think the Bone Splinter is going to come down next turn. It's going to make a couple of zombies. He's not going to lose that much value. He's going to get in for damage.
Sure.
Right now, Matthew, though, can attack for lethal. No, they have flying, so he cannot. Sorry. Both of Conley's creatures have flying. So if Matthew can find a way to get rid of the Wingcrafter, then he can get in for... I'm assuming, like, if he had, like, Peel wouldn't do it. He needs all 4 pumps on the Scrapskin Drake in order to actually just kill Conley here. So,
just want something like a Geyser Fire.
But then he'd need a mountain.
Wingcrafter?
Yeah, then you still need a mountain though to actually kill Conley.
Sure, yeah.
So it looks like Conley might be surviving this turn here. And if he does, I think he's in the worst shape. Is that it? Riot Ringleader, and he's going to pair it up with a Handmare Lancer. Yeah. All right, so Conley, if he does have a Bone Splinters, which I see he does, is going to have to use it soon. He's going to have to take out the Scrapskin Drake. He's going to have 3 creatures on the ground against Matthew's 3 creatures. Unfortunately, 2 of Matthew's are going to have First Strike and have power greater than what Conley can do. So he's going to have to work pretty hard to get out of this spot. Now, he's going to be using 1 black mana this turn for the Bone Splinters, which leaves him with like 6 other mana. So if he had any other spell, he could cast it. But we saw last turn, the turn before, on turn 5, he just did nothing. So the assumption is that unless he's drawn and he didn't have anything in his hand. All right, so Bone Splinters. He can repair though, right? He can sack the Malfeld Twins and then repair one of the zombie tokens with his Wingcrafter and actually create a flyer there. Still doesn't put him in a great spot.
I'd be interested to know what Conley's opening hand was, because it's so unusual to get to 4 and 5 mana and just have literally nothing to do when you've got both your colours, and he literally just passed on 4 and 5.
I mean, it might have been Wingcrafter,
the Apprentice, the Twins,
and 4 lands. Yeah.
And then he just draws a bunch of lands.
Yes, like that.
It's got to be something.
Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it does.
Oh, did he draw into the bone splinters?
I don't know.
Okay, so he
must have, because he would have just killed something with his apprentice. He has 2 bone splinters.
Okay.
Is that what that was? 2 of them? It was. And he's going to make a zombie. But so it wasn't 2 bone splinters. What was it? What did I miss? Did I miss something? He killed 2 creatures. It had to be another bone splinters, but did he have another creature? I can't quite see. But he was able to take out the 2 first striking guys on the ground, and we see a Havenghoul vampire, I believe, come down. Matthew, man, he just has infinite gas, just creature after creature.
And that'll be a Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt, take the flyer out.
Yep.
He's going to get a +1/+1 counter. Conley's going to take 2. I think he's tapped out now. Oh, it was a ghoul flesh. Thank you. Rashad with the call there. It was a ghoul flesh. That makes sense. Conley staring at a grip of lands here. He's got 2 more islands in hand, so just stone, nothing behind here. And he is in a pretty bad spot. He's going to be taking 2 in the air no matter what. He's going to he's going to have to block on these other 2 creatures. One's a chump, one's going to be a trade. Just get in there. If he had anything, he could double block the vampire, but he can't. Go to 2. 2 creatures die this turn, so the Havenghoul vampire is going to get 2 counters, and I didn't see what Conley drew, but it has to be relevant, and he's going to scoop him up.
Yeah.
He kind of flashes the other 2 islands that he had as well, you know.
Still had all these.
Just showing him that, you know, like, I didn't get to play a whole lot of spells that game. Matthew does not seem concerned about the mana issues that Conley had. He says, well, I've got guys and I will turn them sideways.
Seems fair.
All right, we have some deck lists here.
So, Conley Woods then, he has 8 swamps, we saw most of them. 9 islands, we saw most of those too. And in blue, 2 master components, so some card draw. Crippling Chill helps out with that as well. Fettergeist, there, a Grift Vanguard, Mist Raven. A couple of Stern Mental, the Wingcrafter, we saw trying to do sterling work. Into the Black, Renegade Demon, Maribats, the Malfoy Twins, we saw Homicidal Seclusion, Flesh, Drive with the Dead. It seems pretty ordinary. There's Demonic Rising, Demonic Taskmaster, Bone Splinters. I guess the one sort of highlight in the deck actually is in neither colour, but as an artifact he's got a Moonsilver Spear, which can certainly do a lot of powerful things.
Yeah, and I have to chuckle here because I'm looking over at Matthew's list, and the first card that I noticed was Moonsilver Spear. So we could have an angel fight here, even though neither player seems to be playing white at all.
Sure.
But Matt's deck, I really like it actually quite a bit. It's similar to what Melissa DeToro was trying to do in a round that we watched earlier, which is a blue-red aggressive kind of a tempo-based deck, and his creatures are quite strong. He's got a Falconwrath Exterminator, a Fervent Cathar, Handmer Lancer, Havenghoul Vampire, Heirs of Stromkirk. So the 2 4-drops that are, you know, I think in sealed is significantly better than they are in draft. I think we're going to be seeing those a lot. The Current Striker and a Lightning Mauler, both solid cards. Double Riot Ringleader. Now, if you get a draw with both of those, you can put down a ton of damage. A Stone Right, which we saw from him. There's also a Thunderbolt, which we also saw. A Thunderous Wrath, so that's the miracle that can do 5.
Yeah.
That can finish off your opponent in the late game stage, or it can act as critical removal at any point that you miracle it. And then one of the bigger splashes that we've seen out of here is a Zealous Conscript. So he's also got a card that can just blow out. On the blue side of things, he has a Wingcrafter, a couple of Scrapskin Drakes, 1 Mist Raven, my favorite, 1 Into the Void. We saw the damage that can do. A Fettergeist, also just a very solid beater, and a Crippling Chill, and then he's also got a Spirit Away. Spirit Away being, you know, a mind control that makes the creature +2/+2 flying, and it's just a 7-drop that will usually turn around the game. And against a deck like Conley's, I would assume that if Spirit Away is resolved, it will have a significant impact on the board. Where if you flipped it, like if Conley had a Spirit Away, it wouldn't actually be that good versus Matthew.
So, Matthew and Conley gearing up. see Matthew contemplating that opening hand. Conley having some more mana issues. You know, the pace of Magic at tournament play is so frenetic.
Yes.
As much as we get 2-3 live streams on a weekend sometimes from different parts of the world, and then we report on an Asian GP, but we don't have live streaming from, you know, so that's all on top of things.
Right.
And there's an element of what have you done for me lately in terms of players. And I'm just sitting there watching Conley struggle in game one, thinking, you know, this is a guy who's won a GP this year.
Yes.
And how long ago does that event seem?
Right.
The start of 2012.
Yeah, feels like forever ago.
This year that he was in the winner's circle with a trophy.
Yep. And beating Patrick Chapin in the finals of that, in fact.
Oh,
pretty sweet.
As a pretty stacked top 8, to be fair. It was a very, very good event.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So Conley in deep trouble here.
Yeah, he's going to 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough climb for him. Matthew's deck seems, you know, from what we've seen of his play and also reviewing his list, to be able to put on just a ton of pressure early. His deck really is the kind of deck that can punish slow decks, and a slow deck is what Conley's running potentially, but also a deck that he's going to go 4.
It's about now we start asking our colleague Steve Sadin to have a look at what's happening on the other feature match table, just to see whether they're still going and whether there's going to be another match for us to watch. Because about 6 to 7 turns from now, there isn't going to be one here.
Yeah, I mean, you never want to count a guy like Conley out, but it is so...
now, I'm prepared
to say that he can... Yeah, I mean...
This is Wells and Gabriel on the sea.
Some fairly extraordinary things have to happen for Conley to come out. Yep, you're right. Can't be avoided.
All right. I mean, to be fair, let's script it out. He has a couple of land, a couple of spells. One of them's the apprentice. Mm-hmm. He apprentices his way.
His opponent does not cut.
He makes land number 4, gets to amass the components, draws into his second amass the components, and he's still alive.
While Matthew flips.
He's at 12, and we're in business.
All right, well, this is, I mean...
Haunted Guardian?
Haunted Guardian is a card that can actually get in the way of a lot of what he's doing, and Conley actually has a pretty ideal draw. He's got another island. Anything that he draws off the top, he's going to be able to cast outside of like his 6 drops. He'll be able to hit 5 drops eventually. And look at this, it's a slow start for Matthew. He's got a Galvanic Alchemist, which is really not going to do a whole lot. I mean, it can attack here, interestingly, but it's not that impressive. It's only going to hit for 1. Maybe Conley can. I mean, I want on a mold of 3.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm going to casually agree with you. I want on a mold to 3, dude.
I know, but you play thousands of games.
I know.
And once in every 4,000 games, you win on a mulligan to 3.
Yeah, fair enough. Hey, and there's your master components. Ship, he's flooding again, interesting.
Do you know what you get with an altar, a priest, some candles, and a congregation? It's a mass, the components.
This is me not saying anything.
Good.
Alright, so it looks like, so Matthew's made a very strong play here. He plays Zealous Conscripts to get the Defender out of the way, which doesn't seem like a great play, except for that he's got a Falconwrath Exterminator, which is going to get a counter, and next turn he can just kill the Defender. It's a big play.
So Conley has land number 5.
And 6 and 7 and 8, I think. Play a 4-drop. It's a Mistraven, and he's going to bounce. That is a nice
good answer.
Look at this. Conley Woods.
Oh, hush.
He's hanging in there. He's going to prove you wrong.
Like that would be the first.
No, but
the thing is, and you took out Flood.
Yeah.
Sitting there, just a single blue mana for Matthew right now. Thunderbolt for the Mistraven.
I don't know if I would have done that, but okay.
You don't want shenanigans with Mistraven.
I mean, it doesn't change a whole lot. I guess he does allow him to get in for 3. Yeah, I guess it does. All right, so we see a Griff Vanguard come down for Conley. Again, keeping the momentum flowing.
Mulliganing, as one card at a time.
Yeah. I mean, he netted 2 cards off the Amasta components. He's netted another one here. He's back to 7. We're fine. The problem that Conley's facing, though, is that Matthew has a grip of cards.
Conley's hands are like this, one on top of the other, because he's got nothing to hold. Yeah. And Matthew's are like this, the way it's meant to be, which is here are my choices.
And Matthew just crippling chilled the Vanguard.
Yep.
So that is going to allow him to get in for more damage. It looks like he has another play. It's a lightning prowess, and he's played it on his Galvanic Alchemist. He's going to be able to use it to tap, ping something, untap it, do it again. So there's going to be a lot of cards in Conley's deck that aren't going to be good for blocking anymore, including the Griff Vanguard that we see. He's going to attack because he knows it's dying anyway.
Yeah. Yep.
So I think this one might be over.
Okay. You happy
I'm about ready to call it.
About ready?
Not yet.
Okay.
Like, there's still things that can happen on Conley's end, but they are very narrow. They require bouncing the Alchemist, for starters. Don't think he has enough mana to peel and replay.
So Conley trying to muster some defense.
What is that? I don't know what that middle card is. It's a Marrowbats on the top, but
it's the apprentice again.
Oh, it's just an apprentice. I think you're right. Yeah. 1, 2, apprentice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it is just the apprentice, so it's going to act as a chump block. So the Marrowbats eats a ping. We're going to untap, ping the apprentice, sack it in response, draw a card, and take 5, go to 1, and pass the turn. So yeah, this is over.
Okay.
And it's more land. So Conley, after mulliganing to 4, somehow finds like every land in his deck again. And this happens. You call
Time of death. 431.
When I played feature matches,
oh yeah.
That's what that was?
That's what calling it is, yeah.
Alright, you got me. I was rooting for Conley a bit.
Call it, right?
I don't watch enough TV to know that, but you're right.
I don't watch TV. I used to be a neurosurgeon.
I'm enough of a neurosurgeon to know that that's not true. I'm just barely that much.